7th graders. So yesterday we did the back side of this paper, 11 through 10, and they only had one step of distributive property. So now today we're going to do the front side where there is 2 sets of distributive property. Right? And the reason why sometimes we would say this is more complicated, because if you look at number 4, I started modeling it. But you don't have to model these. But this is what type of a hot mess sometimes these can get. Then you would have to figure out, oh, how many ends do I have and how many negatives do I have after I do my canceling. Okay? So you make sure you're taking your time on these and you are not rushing at all. So let's go ahead and do 1 and 2 together. Okay? So I already wrote, our first step is to distribute. Remember, when we distribute, we are multiplying the first number outside of the parentheses to everything inside that set of the parentheses. But this time, more like an 8, we have 2 that we need to distribute. Okay? So now I have my negative 4. So negative 4 times 8 and negative 4 times 7b. That's our first step. Okay, our second step, so step 2, is to combine our like terms and simplify. That means I'm looking for all of those that have the same terms. So first I need to go through and actually multiply. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus my 2 times 8b. If I had 2 groups of 8 bananas, I have a total of 16 bananas. 4 times negative 8 is a negative 32. And then we have a negative 28 bananas. Okay. Remember, only our constants, our numbers without variables, can go together. And only variables that are alike can go together. I'm going to combine them all together. So if I have $10 but I spend $32, I owe my bank $22. Okay, so that's where I got that from using my 10 and my negative 32. Now I'm going to take my 16b and my negative 28b and put them together. Okay, remember rules of integers, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. So if I had 28 and took 16 away, that leaves left a negative 12. Negative 12b. And that one comes from using the 2 variables. And that is all we need. That is our final answer. Okay. We'll go to our next one. Switch up our colors so they're not all running together. All right, step 1 this time, I'm going to take my 2 times everything inside the parentheses. So 2 times 8 ninjas minus 2 times 3. And the same thing with the other set of the parentheses. 5 times 7 and 5 times 4 ninjas. Okay. If I have 2 sets of my 8 ninjas, I have 16 ninjas. Minus my 2 times 3, which is 6. Plus my 5 times 7, which is 35. Plus my 5 sets of 4 ninjas, which makes 20 ninjas. Okay. Now I'm going to go through and combine my like terms. Only ninjas go with ninjas. So that gives me 36 ninjas. When I say 16 and 20, putting them together. Then I'm going to put my constants, my numbers that don't have variables, I'll put them together. Okay, so if I owe you $6 and I earned 35 that day, after I pay you back, I only have left $29. So our final answer is the 36N plus 29 is our final answer. Okay? The same thing you're going to do for the remaining problems. You don't have to model, but this is what it could look like if you were. There's a lot of work going on. It's a hot mess. So make sure you're going through slow, checking your multiplication, identifying and circling what variables you can combine together, and keep it nice and neat. Okay, let's look at the homework from yesterday. All right, we did 11 and 12 together. Remember, with your homework, you should always show your work. So if you're turning this in with just the answers, I'm sure your teacher's gonna be like, how did they get just the answers? Okay. So check your remaining answers and see how you did. If you don't understand how you got one wrong, reach out to your teachers. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you on our hybrid dates if you're a hybrid student. Otherwise, virtual kids, keep reaching out if you have questions, even though you're not here in person. If your teacher has live classroom days where they teach it live on Google Meet, make sure you're getting on those.